So everybody knows that gorillas are considered to be one of the most dangerous animals in the entire world. But today, I will be making a UFC fighter team that could hopefully stand a chance against a gorilla. First, let's move on to our keys to victory. So our first step to victory is to be faster. I know that's going to be quite difficult, but there's 10 of us. We can make it work. Next, we gotta be crafty, alright? We have to use the craft mac and cheese to hopefully outsmart this fucking thing. And then we gotta take out the legs, alright? You use the leg kicks because people forget, man. The leg kicks back in the day, man, made a huge difference. So, yeah, we're gonna have to take out the legs. And, yeah, let's move on to the fighters that we'll be recruiting. So, gorillas are considered to be very nasty marauders, alright? But we have 10 UFC fighters to pick from. And the first guy that I'm gonna pick is DDP, because I mean he already fights like a gorilla anyway, so it doesn't matter. DDP is gonna be the guy that faces it head on, the one to take some of the damage, the one to be goofy with the gorilla as well, because I mean these guys are marauders, they're marauders, man. At number 2 we have Tom Aspinall. This guy is gonna be probably one of the most important UFC fighters that we'll ever need. He's a very, very big guy, and he'd probably be able to take a brunt of its force. We'll also need somebody to hopefully pin down the gorilla, while Tom Aspinall will probably be fighting it head on. And that's when we bring in extremely fat DC. DC will be used to hopefully pin down a good amount of the gorilla, since he is a very, very highly decorated wrestler. Even though he is like 2 feet tall and 5 tons, it's okay, because at least he could use all that weight to weigh down this gorilla. To be honest, I was gonna go with Rampage, but I'm kind of scared because I feel like he would like screw the gorilla instead of like actually fighting it. Next we have Bilal Muhammad. I know, look, I don't want to hear it, okay? Listen. He's gonna be better than the gorilla everywhere. He's gonna be better than the gorilla everywhere, man. The striking, the wrestling, the grappling. Anyways, next we have Max Holloway. He has an iron chin, and he doesn't give a fuck, which is something that we might need. Next we have Yuri Prohashka. This guy is very, very crazy, and he's somewhere on the spectrum, but he's one of my favorite fighters, so we're just gonna add him onto the list because he's just gonna goofy his way to hopefully being able to pin down another part of the gorilla. I've actually kind of lost count with I've kind of lost count with how many fighters I've picked. I think I've picked 6 so far, so we're just gonna go with 4 more. Next we have Alex Pereira, and yeah, I just think full punches from Alex Pereira will probably be enough to hopefully fuck up a good amount of the gorilla. Next we have Edson Barboza. Edson Barboza is one of my favorite fighters of all time, and he actually probably is my favorite fighter of all time. And yeah, let's just hope Edson Barboza can get his leg kicks off. And I am talking about prime Barboza as well. Next we have Jose Aldo, another very good leg kicker. He's gonna hopefully stay on the outside, and yeah, hopefully he could aid the UFC fighters. And at this point in time, hopefully they have the gorilla pinned down enough for Jose Aldo to get a few leg kicks in. Next we have prime Dominic Cruz that could hopefully outspeed the gorilla for 5 seconds, so maybe the other guys could get a few hits in. I don't really know. And finally, I'm going to go with Dustin Poirier because, again, he just doesn't give a fuck. And finally, we have prime Tony by ankle picking the gorilla and soloing it easily.